Got Emma, the pig here, the pug, not the pig. And we're going to do just a nice, beautiful kind of Monday practice. I don't know. Yesterday we had a day off. We did a little bit of yoga philosophy. So I hope that you took the time to listen to that. And then remember, in the comments and also in the description of yesterday's day 17 is the blog post that kind of really dives into the 8 limbs of yoga and how we use them and apply them into our life. So, sorry, Em. So I hope that you will take the time to just read that or listen or both. Cool. Got a chair nearby, maybe using it. Gonna just come to a simple flow just to connect. We are almost finished with this. We're on day 18, so we're past the halfway point. And I hope that you are enjoying and kind of learning that you don't have to make a huge fuss about the practice, that it's more just about tuning in, figuring out how you are today. And I hope that you are abundantly great today. I just got out of the pool. I'm feeling pretty good. And now I'm ready to do a little practice with Emma. We're going to start with our feet wide today. Remember, you can be in a chair for this. So if you're in a chair, take your legs, scoot your cheeks to the edge of the chair, take your legs wide, and here you are. Put your hand on your heart, hand on your belly. Take a breath. Empty the breath. One more. Big breath. Empty the breath. I'm going to teach you a pranayama practice today called Kumbhaka breath. And it basically means that we hold the breath at the top and we retain all that is. Prana meaning life. Pranayama is yoga or breath practice. Pranayama. Prana is breath. Pranayama is breath practice. So a Kumbhaka breath is where we retain the breath at the top. Then we empty the breath and we hold the breath with no breath. So we're just empty. And we're going to come through this pranayama throughout the yoga practice today. And I want you to really try to go without gulping the next breath and really be okay with the space between the bottom of the breath and the next breath. That space is called the sacred space because we're not grasping for anything. We're okay with what we have. And what a great lesson for life out there. So the way that I was taught Kumbhaka breath is to picture a circle in front of you about yay big. And on the in breath, you're going to breathe up the circle, hold the breath at the top, then breathe down the circle, be with no breath at the bottom, and then do it again. And so you just cycle through that. The cool thing is we're going to cycle through Kumbhaka breath in some yoga poses, which means we're going to be holding, which means we're going to be static, which means we're going to be grounded. Okay? All right, back to where we began. Step really, really wide or sit really, really wide. Hand on your heart, hand on your belly. Find your circle in front of you. Inhale up. Hold the breath. Empty the breath. Trace that circle. Get to the bottom, be with no breath. Be okay with it. Inhale up the circle. Hold. Empty the breath. No breath. One more. Inhale, nice and slow. Take your time. Inhale, 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 inhale. Hold. Empty the breath. Slow. Don't just to the bottom, no breath. Breathe normally. Tee out your arms like a beautiful star. Palms face down, which is a gesture of grounding. Take a Kumbhaka breath. Trace your circle. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. Be without breath. Tick-tock, inhale your circle up. Hold the breath. Empty the breath. No breath. Tick-tock, Inhale up your circle. Hold your breath. Empty your breath. No breath. Inhale back to star. Exhale. Okay. What this does is it really puts you into the moment, and it really teaches you that the gift of the space between the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath is sacred. The top meaning we hold all that is life, all that is good, all that is magnificent, all that is abundant, all that is great. We hold it and then we release it, and we are okay at the bottom, empty, where there is nothing. We're okay. Turn your right toes. Legs are going to be straight. To begin, arms are going to tee out. We're going to reach with the right hand. Let it find the right leg, left arm to the sky. Okay, I'm not coming into a super deep triangle, just a little triangle, little squirrel over there. Inhale your circle. Hold at the top. Empty your breath. Be with no breath. Be okay. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower your arms. Bend your right knee. Okay, hips still stay square to me. Coming into side angle. Right arm is going to lower. Left arm is going to reach, and then we reach over. You can do this in a chair. I've shown you. You just straighten the left leg, bend the right, rest your right elbow on your right leg. Left arm goes up and over. Are you ready for Kumbhaka breath? Find your circle. Inhale up. Hold at the top. Empty the breath. No breath. Inhale to rise. Straighten your right leg. Warrior two. Right knee bends. Arms go long. Really lengthen your arms. Really bend your right knee. Find power here. Kumbhaka breath is not only finding the sacred space between, but it's also powerful. It teaches us that we don't have to cling. We don't have to grasp. We don't have to hurry to the next thing. That there's sacredness in the pause. Ready? Find your circle. Inhale. Hold your breath. Empty your breath. No breath. Lower your arms, take a breath. Nice, huh? Let's do the other side. Start with legs straight. Toes to the left, right leg straight, toes to me, square those hips. This is a tricky one. All right, palms face down. Reach with your left hand, reach. Lower your left arm, reach your right arm up. Variation of a triangle, we'll call it that. Find your Kumbhaka circle. Lift your heart. I saw myself. Ready? Inhale. Hold your breath. Exhale. No breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale, lower your arms. Bend your left knee. Okay, if you're in a chair, you've just switched sides. Hips square. Drop your left arm. Right arm goes up first, then over, side angle. Find your Kumbhaka circle. Inhale up. Hold your breath. Empty your breath. No breath. Inhale to rise. Warrior two. Bend your left. Arms are long and powerful. Find your Kumbhaka circle. Inhale up. Hold your breath. Empty your breath. No breath. Inhale to rise. Roll your shoulders. Turn your toes. Have a seat on your horse. Shoulders go back and down. Cactus your arms. Elbows draw back. Find your Kumbhaka circle. Inhale. Hold your breath. Empty your breath. No breath. You're okay. Inhale to rise. Let's try a standing balance. Got your chair handy if you need it. If you remain in the chair, it's all good. You'll ground one leg, lift the opposite. Start with grounding through the left leg. Right heel is going to lift. It can be just that if that's where you want to be today. Remember, a wall, a table, a railing are your friends. Hold your arms in any way that you would like. Lift your right knee if you would like. Maybe take the arms away a little bit. Find your Kumbhaka circle. Inhale. Hold your breath, retain it. Savor it. Empty the breath. Be okay with no breath, nothing, empty, and lower. Okay, what this teaches us is when we are full and abundant and we have the breath to just hold it like a gift and then let it go like a gift and be okay without it. It's also incredibly calming. I don't know if you're starting to feel that oomph. Right leg, maybe just the left heels. Find your arms. Lift your left knee. Create your balance. Find your Kumbhaka circle. Inhale. Hold the breath like a treasure. Prana, which is life. Empty the breath. Be okay with none. And release. Pretty amazing, yeah? Let's come into a forward fold. And I'm going to go through another warrior. All right, so I'm going to turn towards my chair just because I want the support today. Hey, Emma. All right, we're going to spill over the legs. I would like my hands to be on the chair. If you want them to dangle, that's perfect. Soft bend in your knees. Tuck the chin, release the back. Find that circle. Inhale. Hold the breath. Empty the breath. No breath, you're okay. Inhale to rise. Feel that? Pretty amazing. I'm going to actually turn towards you because I want to show you the difference between Warrior 1 hips and Warrior 2 hips. Warrior 1 is not a posture I don't believe we've even done in these first 18 days. So the right knee is going to go forward and the back leg is going to be straight and the toes are slightly turned, not open turned, slight turn. Right knee is going to bend. Notice the hips are square forward. Now for this one, a lunge would be the heel is lifted, okay? So I'll show you the difference. Here's the lunge foot, here's the warrior foot. Lunge foot, heel is up. Warrior, the whole foot is planted, but my hips are square forward. Now in Warrior 2, we have the open hips, right? Where they're open this way. Warrior 1, the hips are forward. So what Warrior 1 looks like, if I was to stay on my yoga mat, here's Warrior 2, here's Warrior 1, okay? This one, I think, is harder for most people because of tightness through the hips and the low back. I'll face you so that you can see where we're going because it's really important to note that, notice my legs are on 2 separate lanes of traffic. I'm not looking for balance beam feet. I'm as wide as my hips are wide. Now the back knee can get problematic here, especially if we're coming in like this. So the remedy for knee pain in Warrior One is to simply widen your stance, create some space. Now think about your back heel, the left one. It is glued completely to the mat. The heel is not lifting at all. In fact, our back leg is doing more of the work than our front. Now sink into your front leg, put your hands on your hips, make sure they're square. And then the arms for Warrior One are straight up, like a mountain arm. Now I can see, because I can see myself, I'm a little bit wonky, so I just readjust. Sink. Keep the back foot engaged. Glue it down. You're going to feel this in your calf. Glue it down. I'm going to turn so that you can see that I am not leaning forward. I'm here. Sink. Okay? Now glue your back foot down. Bend your front. This opposing energy. Glue your back foot. Sink into your front. Stay where you're at. I'm coming back in to join you because we're going to find Kumbhaka breath. Glue the back foot, sink into the front. Don't lean forward. Find your Kumbhaka circle. Inhale. Hold your breath. Empty the breath. No breath. And release. I'm going to show you this in a chair if you choose to practice in a chair or are limited to a chair. Okay? If you choose to stand or would like to stand, left leg's going to go in front, right leg's going to go back. Okay? The entire foot glued, left knee is bent, hips are square. This one's a little bit harder to do in a chair. We'll see if I can do it. You know, my left leg. All right. Remember, in Warrior Two, the hips are open. So here we are in Warrior Two. Warrior One in a chair, we really have to focus on the front leg. So this would be our left. Left foot's going to go in front. Right foot is going to tuck under. We don't get to have the straight leg in a chair with Warrior One. Now, there are certainly ways we can do it like this. Let's try that instead of tucking it under. Maybe this feels better. So the whole entire right foot is glued. Left foot is strong. So if you're standing, right leg is back, entire foot is planted, left leg. Hips are square. Okay, so here's a variation of Warrior One in a chair. Push into the left, squeeze the left cheek, push into the right. Push into the left, push into the right. It's equal here. Let's find the Kumbhaka breath. Find your circle. Inhale. Push into your feet. Hold the breath. Empty the breath. Be okay with no breath. Inhale to rise. Okay? All right, we're going to add on to that warrior one more posture for Kumbhaka breath for today's practice. And then I want to tell you what to do with Kumbhaka breath when you're out in the world, because that's what we learned yesterday. This is all a practice for life. Back to the front leg being right. Left leg glued down. Find Warrior One. Hips are square. Okay, the entire left foot is glued down. The entire right foot is glued down. Now take your arms, tee them out, and interlace your fingers behind you. If you're in a chair, you will hold on to the chair. Okay? Feet are glued. Spine is straight. Equal pressure on the feet. Ready? Take a breath. We're not at Kumbhaka yet. Exhale, hinge forward. Let your arms rise. Look at your back foot. Find your circle. Inhale. Hold the breath. Exhale. No breath. Inhale to rise. Straighten your legs. We're doing it. Squeeze your heart. Hinge forward. Look at your right toes. Lift your arms. Find your circle. Inhale. Hold your breath. Exhale. Be with no breath. Inhale to rise. I added a bonus pose. Let's try it in a chair if you would like. Left in front, right is straight, okay? Hips are square, feet are glued. Warrior one. Tee out your arms, grab your chair, or interlace your fingers. Lean forward, straight spine. Find your Kumbhaka circle. Inhale. Hold your breath. Empty your breath. No breath. Inhale to rise. Straighten both legs. Got to scoot your cheeks back a little bit in the chair. This one's tricky for me. Hold on. Lean forward. Find your circle. Inhale. Hold your breath. Exhale. No breath. Inhale to rise. Step your feet together. Sit or stand tall. Put your hand back on your heart, back on your belly. Kumbhaka teaches us equality between the inhale and the exhale, that we give and we receive ultimately equally. We take in the breath, we hold it, we're grateful, we feel the fullness of our life, we feel alive, we feel the prana moving in us, and then we release and we let go and we're okay. One circle Kumbhaka breath. Inhale. Hold your breath. Empty your breath. No breath. And take a normal breath. Here's what I want you to do for today. I want you to notice when you feel yourself being pulled out of harmony, pulled out of a place where you want to be, whether that's happiness or peacefulness, when you feel yourself pulling away from that, away from the center, and you feel stressed, you feel overwhelmed, you feel frantic, you feel discouraged, you feel anything that's not harmoniously center, I want you to take 2 Kumbhaka breaths. Just stop what you're doing, find your circle 2 times, and then tune in and see if the overwhelmed, the frustrated, the disappointed, the feeling that's outside of harmony, outside of center, has shifted. Before you sit down to eat a meal today, 2 Kumbhaka breaths, recognizing all that is, holding it precious, like a treasure, releasing it and letting it go and being okay with that, being empty and being okay empty. When we can apply this idea that we are grateful for all that is, and that we can let it go. We don't have to hold on to it so tight that we choke the life out of it. And that we can be okay with nothing. We can be okay empty. We can be okay because we are okay. We are whole. We are good. Okay? That's what I got for you, day 18, Kumbhaka breath. It's called the sacred pause, the space between. Now, one of my favorite quotes about the space, Viktor Frankl, between every stimulus and every response, there is a space. It is in that space that we get to choose, and it is in that choice lies freedom. Between every stimulus and response, the stimulus being a stress, a trigger, an emotion that is outside of center, the response is what we do with it. Between recognizing that feeling or trigger, there's a space. And it is in that space we get to choose, and it is in that choice lies freedom. Okay? Think about that. Because there are always inevitably going to be stimulus, triggers, stress, emotions, feelings. It's in the space before we respond to it that freedom lies. All right, that's day 18. I'll catch you tomorrow for day 19. See ya.